Hey, how you doing, guys? Welcome to ZukaTube, and in today's episode, we're going to be reviewing The Conjuring 3. Now, this movie is called The Devil Made Me Do It. Well, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. The third Conjuring movie, all in a 9-movie kind of saga. I'm assuming 9 movies. This would be the 10th? No, I think this is the 9th. All in with the same Warren characters involved, right? This came out June 4th on HBOMAX. I'm going to give you the trailer, then a summary, then a little bit of like how the movie starts to play out, a couple clips. I'll give you my review, then we'll do some spoilers. Overall, I got a few clips along with the trailer to show you. But let's get right into it, and let's just play this trailer here. Oh, sweet mailbox. You can barely read that.
The court
it's like dark.
accepts the existence of God every time a witness swears to tell the truth.
Somebody got some
I think it's
serious
about
fingers.
time they accept the existence of the devil.
You okay there? Jesus. I think I hurt someone.
In 1981, Arnie Johnson pled not guilty.
We think this family
I don't know
was
if they taste
cursed.
it. What if it's like strawberry jam?
By reason
Jam
of
fight,
demonic
like
possession.
I am not going before a grand jury and saying he was possessed by demons.
Whatever
Yeah,
happened
they put stuff from a
that
real
day,
case in this movie.
That was not Arnie.
Real.
Color me your color, darling.
I know, right? That's the scariest song ever. Straight up. Oh, the waterbed thing in the trailers, man. Like, as if nobody bought them to begin with. Ain't nobody ever gonna buy one now. At least I ain't gonna. I think it's gotta be heavy too once they're all filled with water, and if you pop the damn thing, your dog does, your cat does. I don't know how hard that would be, but.
I know who you are.
I know who you are. Ed, where you going, dude? My man with the axe, up on some Shining type stuff. Oh, here she comes.
You alright?
Woo! Spooky wookie right there. Pretty decent trailer. I think that's the final trailer they had. But, okay, so here's the little summary they have to give you when you look up the movie. It's paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren take on one of the most sensational cases of their careers after a cop stumbles upon a dazed and bloodied young man walking down the road, which you see in the trailer, right? Accused of murder, the suspect claims a demonic possession as his defense, forcing the Warrens into a supernatural inquiry unlike anything they've ever seen before, right? And yeah, like it shows, it's the first court case ever in U.S. history, apparently, where the defense pleads demonic possession. And, well, the Warren family's back. Like I said earlier, 9 movies in or whatever. And they show you, right, in the beginning of this movie, this, like, 8-year-old kid, David Glatzel, which his brother is this kid, Arnie, that they show, who's all bloodied up, right? He's, like, possessed. And you have the Warrens and a priest coming to exorcise the demon boy, right? And the family are basically involved in a cult that are basically leaving these witch totems behind that they're investigating throughout the movie. And so like David, little kid, he gets infected with that demonitis, right? And the kid turns up into a straight pretzel into one point. So I'm just going to play this clip real quick. Nah, look at him twisting. It's starting. That's freaky, man. Gross, right? So for the ladies out there wanting to skip advanced yoga, we got a shortcut for you. Get possessed by a demon, straight up. And like the brother Arnie, he offers to sacrifice himself for that demon transfer. So like he'd be like, yo, I'll get possessed, free the little kid kind of deal. So that kind of is how it leads up into the whole thing, and you see him all bloodied up and stuff. The claim is that like he was possessed while like committing the murder, and they show him like doing it potentially for his girl, and like her boss, like landlord or whatever, being like a super creep and kind of violent, you know. But they pivot to like this detective side of the movie where the Warrens are trying to claim to the court that like possession is a valid argument, especially with the Judeo-Christian based like values instilled in the court system, with like the acknowledgement of God in like every case, right? But Arnie gets charged anyway, and like they get extra spiritual now, you know, like where okay, so Ed's in a wheelchair, so I'm gonna call him Professor Ed Xavier, and Lorraine are searching for help to take down the evil witch totem cult and like get representation in the courts, right? And this movie is pretty typical story wise. Like, it's not the best story wise, but it's a good movie. The jump scares are fairly typical. It's fun though, especially like there's a lot of contortion stuff going on that's like always creepy to me. They do a good job. The CG's not like terrible or anything like that. Obviously the characters do a really good job. You have Patrick Wilson as Ed Warren, and the daughter Judy Warren's played by a girl, Sterling Jarens, and then you have Vera Farmiga as Lorraine Warren. And yeah, so they all do a great job, I would say, overall in this movie. I would give this movie like a solid 7.5. It's a pretty decent like continuation of like a horror movie saga. You would expect some of them to be really bad, which some of them have been bad, I can say, in their whole universe so far. But this one's fairly decent. It's not the best, especially compared to maybe the first two. I really enjoyed those. But, I mean, let me know what your opinion is on this. I would give it a solid 7.5, though. Definitely watch the movie. You know, you can, I don't know, give it a watch probably a couple times. It's not like a movie I wouldn't replay. Like, I would definitely put it on in the background like sometime in my spare time for sure. It's not awful at all. And let's get into some spoilers so I can talk a little bit about that too. Spoilers. So spoiled. Okay. So, right? It gets like wild to the point where like a demon possessed peep is like making them all turn on each other and stuff like that, you know. They make like an almost paranormal superhero kind of movie out of it at this point, right? You know, especially with Lorraine's like foresight ability shit. So they call back to the disciples of the Ram and like meet a retired priest whose daughter is the totem broad. You know, so like the totem broad, she got like daddy issues clearly, and spitefully goes against priest daddy to join the other team. You know what I mean? And they basically end up getting in this like super battle and stuff like that with the one lady in the movie, and like it's a near death situation, but they end up defeating like the cult lady with the power of love, you know, and they get that new power of love achievement trophy basically. And I'm gonna play this this little clip real quick of yet another weird contortion type scene, but this is towards the end here.
Your curse is broken.
The curse is broken. Look at her. Oh. See, now the curse is broken. Like, she's got to sacrifice herself one way or another. The demon ain't just leaving. Taking her with him.
And it can't go back to hell without one.
Yep. Can't go back to hell without one. Tell her. Twists over and then just falls. Again, with the contortion stuff. But I think that stuff's super creepy, and I always in movies, especially when somebody be like spider crawling up a wall or some shit like that, like it always freaks me out. Like one thing I ask my clients a lot, I do like a little, I ask a lot of goofy questions at work, right? And I'll be asking them like, if you saw your husband or your wife, right, like when you got home, spider crawling backwards up the steps or down the steps or whatever with their head all twisted backwards, would you like A, call the police and get them like institutionalized or arrested or whatever? Would you B, just straight up run out the joint? you know? Would you C, try to like fight them to the death right then and there? Or would you D, like call for maybe an exorcism or something, thinking they were straight up possessed? And that's always a funny thing to see people's reactions on, because, you know, with kids like this and situations, like obviously with the real case, you find out that people were like basically drug abusers in the family and things like that. And obviously that the Warren family made up a lot of things. And this is obviously an exaggerated supernatural, you know, tale based on the true story of what happened, right? And the accounts of the Warren family, as well as the ARNE kid and the family and all that stuff in real life versus this story version, right? So it's cool. It's definitely a fun movie. Like I said, I would give it a solid 7.5. Definitely check it out. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, Zookatube, out.
I'm staying charged on my feet, I'm like a factory. Dropping lines like an assembly. I'm staying on point, it's my strategy. Feel like they tracking me. Yo, let me get on one. Nah, go get your tracks up. Homie, can I steal some? Homie, you can't stack up. My brother, can you shout me? You're barking up the wrong tree. My dog, why do you doubt me? Cause you can't do shit without me.
Real like the radio and never play it, but that's cool. The enemy's supposed to hate it.